the Ravens quarterbacks?
I'm drawing a blank. I'm thinking five.
Suzanne's Paparazzi Jewelry, 24/7 shopping available. 160920 is the code. Show her some love, like she showed us, from all of us here at the ASAP Network.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the ASAP Sports Network. That's right. I'm back. I am Ace from the West Coast. You just saw me on Just Say the Truth. Well, I'm back for an episode of Sportsminute. And, of course, tonight I'm joined by none other than, well, we call him the man from the Midwest. We call him Mr. Brandon Herrera. How you doing tonight?
Hey, I'm doing great. Call me whatever you want. Just don't call me late for dinner.
Well, I got some KFC, so we're good. Okay.
All right.
And then, of course, well, you know what? We used to call him Jmac and cheese. We've called him Jmac and chili. But tonight, you know what? We're going to cut out the Jmac, and we're just going to call him the good old Mac Attack, and we're going to fear that beard on the Mac Attack. So how's it going tonight?
The beard.
I can't complain. It's still like, 65 degrees or something. It's pretty nice.
Degrees.
Just to get that reaction out of you.
And then, of course,
just rub it in some more.
And then, of course, tonight, our special guest tonight, he's a Chicago Bulls fan, and he doesn't know why. He's a Chicago Bears fan. He doesn't know why. And he's a Chicago Blackhawks fan, and he doesn't know why. Oh, wait. And let's not forget the White Sox. And he's not even sure why on that either. But that's right.
Jeez.
He's known as Mr. Mess Around Dave. How you doing tonight?
I'm good, and you're wrong in all accounts. I have a valid reason for each reason why I like you to shut it.
All right, so there you go. He supposedly has his valid reasons, but we all feel sorry for him. So we just want to welcome him in to say, Mr. Mess Around Dave, how's it going tonight? All right. And he says,
I wouldn't pick on him too much about the Blackhawks. We're Red Wings fans.
Hey, no. I get you. And I'm staying away from the NBA entirely because I don't even want to, because my team is atrocious. So it's okay. All right. So as we know, every single week on Sports Minute, we always go through a top 5 quarterback list of just an NFL franchise. So last week, we got the privilege, I would say, to do the Jacksonville Jaguars. It was such a privilege. And we're like, wow, there's nothing that could be worse. Well, guess what? I was actually wrong. And boy, was I ever wrong when I thought that there couldn't be a worse list, because guess what? There is. And this week we're doing it. It's the top 5 quarterbacks of all time for the Baltimore Ravens. And I'll tell you what, this was quite an interesting list. Because when I looked at the list of quarterbacks in Baltimore history, I at least thought that we were going to find something decent on there. And I'm like, oh my gosh, my top 5 lists are mainly guys who've only played there for 1 or 2 years. That's how bad this list is of Baltimore Ravens quarterbacks. They're just, in general, there just hasn't been much. So without further ado, here's the thing. Last week, Jmac got the privilege and the pleasure of going first for the Jacksonville Jaguars because I did not want to hurt his feelings. But this week, I don't want to hurt Brandon Herrera's feelings and leave him out.
Oh.
So with that, he gets the privilege of doing his top 5 quarterbacks for the Baltimore Ravens.
Oh, boy. Privilege. I'm so honored. Number 5, I honestly had a tough time picking the number 5 between Tony Banks and Steve Air McNair, so I kind of grouped them together. Their stats were similar. Tony Banks had more touchdowns, and he had the 1 ring, but together I don't think I could have picked one without the other. So those are my 5, or my number 5. Number 4, Vinnie Testaverdi. His record stunk, to say, but the guy put up some yards. I think 2nd or 3rd most all time in Ravens history. 1 Pro Bowl there, 51 touchdowns. Pretty much all you can say about Mr. Testaverdi. Number 3, I don't like putting active players on there, but I think this list you have to put the guy the Vikings passed on when he was drafted, Lamar Jackson. Should have been a Viking. Right now he's 30-7 as a Ravens quarterback, just over 7,000 yards, 68 touchdowns, 1 MVP, 1 Pro Bowl. But, I mean, he's almost 3,000 yards rushing, so he's doing it both in the air and on the ground. Kyle Bowler, my number 2 quarterback, just under 500 in his record, just under 8,000 passing yards, and 45 touchdowns to 44 interceptions. And number 1, Joe Flacco. What can you say? He owns all the passing records, 97 97-67 record, 38,000 yards, 212 touchdowns. He's got the lone Super Bowl. He's 10-5 in the playoffs with 25 touchdowns and 10 interceptions in those playoff games. So that's my top 5, plain and simple.
Brandon, I'm going to actually correct you on something here because you said he's got the lone Super Bowl.
Well, Tony Banks has one with them.
What?
Yeah, we're talking about Trent Dilfer, man. Trent Dilfer has one with them too.
Yeah, you're right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's why I was like,
the defense
Super Bowl.
one.
I'm like, no, he didn't have the loan.
Thanks for correcting me. The defense.
Yeah, and so but I was just glad that you did not put Trent Dilfer on this list. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care that the dude's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Okay, that was horrible. But anyways, I have to do. I'll do my top 5 list. I'm gonna save Jmac because I know that I have to save him for last because I know he wants to talk on this subject forever because he's just so ecstatic about it.
Oh, can't you tell?
Oh, absolutely. So number 5, okay, for the Baltimore Ravens, I've got number 5. I have Steve Air McNair. Okay, honestly, why? I mean, he was there for 2 seasons. He made it to the playoffs when he made the playoffs, but you know what? He made it, and he's got over 4,000 yards passing as a Baltimore Raven, which is kind of crazy because that actually puts him in the top 5 lists for Baltimore Ravens for passing, which is really sad, and he's only got 4,100 yards passing. So if that even tells you anything about this list and how ridiculous it is, that says something right there. And then number 4, I actually went with Vinnie Testaverdi. Why? I mean, because it's Vinny. And I've had Vinny on 1 or 2 other lists. And because the dude, I mean, let's face it, the dude played for a very, very long time. And he played for so many other teams. But Vinnie Testaverdi came in at number 4. And why? Because he's got 7,000 yards passing. And that ranks in the top 5 in Baltimore Ravens history. I mean, there really is no rhyme or reason for it. And then number 3, I was shocked that you actually put him at number 2, Brandon, but I actually went with Kyle Bowler at number 3, and Jmac like, what the heck? But that was because he had 7,800 yards passing. Oh, yeah. He had 700 more passing yards than Vinnie Testaverdi, which didn't mean much. And Kyle Bowler was that one quarterback that almost beat New England the year that they went undefeated. If you remember that Monday night game when they actually stopped New England on that 4th down, but it didn't count because the dang defensive coordinator took a timeout. And so it didn't count, or Baltimore would have had him beat. So that was kind of the highlight of, I guess, of his career, you can call it. And then number 2, current player, Lamar Jackson. I got to put him at number 2, just because of the way he started his career. And then, of course, number 1, Joe Flacco. He's got pretty much every passing category statistical for Baltimore Ravens history. So I got to put him at number, and he's got a Super Bowl ring. So there you go. So I had to put Joe Flacco at number 1, the best Baltimore Ravens quarterback of all time. But that's not saying much. Okay, that's not saying much at all. Now, without further ado, so I don't have to keep the man waiting anymore, because he was getting antsy wanting to say this list. Mac Attack, it's your turn.
Oh, Jesus. 5 Air McNair. 4. Shit. I have my top 3, but so 5's Air McNair. 4, let's go Tony Banks. So then 3 would be, you got Testaverdi. 3. 2, Lamar Jackson, and 1 is Joe Flacco. Flacco's got to be 1.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the guy owns every franchise record for quarterback that there is.
So let me ask you a question. Every time we said Kyle Bowler, you had that look on your face like, are you kidding me?
Kyle Bowler's one of the biggest busts in NFL history, and we're putting him on a top 5 list for quarterbacks. I get he threw for 7,800 yards for them, but my goodness. Bowler was horrible. He was awful. He was even worse to watch. Yeah, I didn't have Bowler anywhere near the top 5. I honestly would have put Trent Dilfer on the list before I put Kyle Bowler on the list.
Me too.
You know what?
See, at least someone agrees with me, and I'm not crazy.
Can't wait to hear this.
Well,
I can't wait to hear
crazy.
this. Mess around. I cannot wait to hear your list. Go ahead and give me your list.
I had the same list as Jmac, and I'm not going to throw out anything different because it's already been said. So my list was the same as Jmac's.
You're not going to put Kyle Bowler on your list either.
No,
I'm not. He's trash. He's garbage. Dilfer belongs with him more than Bowler does. Get out of here.
Wow.
Thank you.
Well, usually we chit-chat a little bit afterwards about our top 5 list, but there's really not much to really go on with this. The only thing that you can potentially say right now that I will ask is, do you guys foresee Lamar Jackson overtaking Joe Flacco as being the number 1 greatest Ravens quarterback of all time? We know he's not really a passing guy, but do you guys foresee it? And mess around, I'll start with you. Do you foresee Lamar Jackson overtaking all of Joe Flacco's passing records for the Ravens?
Well, it's hard to say. If the guy can stay healthy, yeah. But he's also got to win a championship to do that too, I think. So, or maybe 2. He's got to win at least 2 to overtake him.
Mac Attack, I should say.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's got to start with 1. So you got to win 1 Super Bowl first before you can be considered the greatest. When you have 2 guys in franchise history who won a Super Bowl, you got to do that first. You cannot put Trent Dilfer in front of Lamar Jackson. I didn't say I was putting him in front of Lamar Jackson. I said when there's 2 guys that have done it. So, by the way, why didn't we do top 5 best hits of all time in Baltimore history? Because Ray Rice would be on that list. Oh,
wow.
So, Brandon, what do you think? Do you think that Lamar Jackson will overtake Joe Flacco as the greatest Ravens quarterback ever?
No, he's on pace to right now. I mean, yeah, he's got to get that ring. So, news to me that I forgot Trent Dilfer won 1. I thought there was only 1 Super Bowl, but I make mistakes. But yeah, he's got to learn. He's got to get better passing, I think, to do it. I mean, his run game stays, is there. If he stays healthy, he can do it. get some weapons around him and, get him a team that he could take to the Super Bowl a couple times, yeah, he could definitely be up there with passing Flacco.
Let me ask you a question. Would you guys rather have Mark Sanchez or Kyle Bowler?
Oh, my Lord.
Do we have to pick?
If you had to pick.
Give me Kyle Bowler.
Wow. See, he beat out somebody.
Yeah, I guess in that case I have to take Bowler, but dang, it's really close.
It is. That's like putting a gun in my head and making me choose.
Right? Man.
It's
like, to me, that's choosing between falling out of a boat and hitting water or falling off a camel and hitting sand. Like,
so Nate says that he would go with Sanchez.
Of course Nate would.
Yeah, it's tough. I'd have to go with Sanchez too, though.
Mr. Butt Fumble?
Well, he's known for something at least. I mean, Bowler's known for stinking up the joint, but at least, you can laugh about the butt
Sanchez wasn't much better.
Oh, no, you're right. Neither one were. So, I mean.
But anywho.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's jump out to our next
topic. Wait, Ace. You avoided the question. Who are you taking?
Well, Bowler. I'm not going to go with Sanchez.
You guys have had riches in quarterbacks, and me and Mess around here have had riches in how many quarterbacks we've had over the years. So,
all right. So our number 2 topic that we have is, so college football right now is considering. Now they're not saying it's going to happen, but they're considering what they're calling by building a super league. And basically what they mean by building a super league is they're saying by taking all the top teams currently in college and sticking them in the same division and the same conference and basically just calling it a super league. And so if college football was to build this super league, what do you think? Do you think that college football should consider making this super league? And Mac Attack, I'll start with you. What do you think about this super league speculation?
Well, I'll tell you, it's kind of interesting. Back when the Pac-10 became the Pac-12, I want to say that was 10-ish years ago.
Yeah.
That was about 10 years ago. They actually talked about right at that moment. They were going to bring in Oklahoma, Texas, Oklahoma State, and one other school, and I forget who it was, and it was going to be the Pac-16. And they were going to make this huge Western Conference out of the Pac-16. That never happened because it was only a year into the Pac-12. But I could see it happening. I don't know that I'd be interested in watching that because you get tired of seeing the Alabamas and the Clemsons and all those teams in there all the time. Ohio State just gets old.
So Nate says it's called playoffs, but I don't think he understands what our So Nate says it's called playoffs, but I don't think he understands what we're trying to say here. Okay, so we're trying to say it's an actual whole division that they're wanting to do. Do I personally have a problem with it? I mean, no, and the reason why I don't is because people get tired of seeing Alabama and Clemson and LSU and these teams in the championship game. But if you build a super league, like a super division, that may not be the case. You may not have an Alabama or a Clemson or LSU in the championship every year because you're putting the best teams in college football in the same division, in the same conference. So it could end up being completely different. So, Brandon, what do you think?
So we're talking, you're going to still have college football, but you're going to have a college football pro and then go to the pros.
No. So basically what they're talking about doing is taking, your top.
Yeah.
Let's say you're your top 16, right? Your best 16 teams that they call the best 16 teams virtually every year, that you can always see them in the top 16. And you put them in one division and you call it the Super League.
Okay, so it's still going to be a division. So I guess it would all depend. I mean, are they going to be playing everybody else? Are they just going to play those 16 teams?
Yeah, so I think basically reading a little bit into it, it would be set up kind of like the Champions League over in Europe for soccer.
Yep. Yeah,
you're talking about, how your top team in France will play against your top team in Italy, and then your top team in Italy plays the top team in Spain, and so on and so forth. And then you have a Champions League champion,
Okay, so they would still play everybody, and then they would rank them.
Right. So you'd play your conference schedule, and then you take your top teams, and then they go into a league, and
Okay.
Yeah. So something like that.
I don't know. I mean, I guess if they would play more of the top teams, I guess it would be a great game to watch. But if they're gonna, unless they're changing it every year, and then the team previous year who wins it moves in and knocks out a team. I don't know. I guess we'll have to see how it plays out. Right now, it doesn't sound like a great idea, but if they put the top 16 in there and they play, let's say, what's college normally play? 12 games, roughly.
You're usually 12 regular season. Then if you're in the conference championship, it's 13, and then if you're in a bowl game, it's 14.
Yeah. So just in the regular season, if they would play, maybe 8 of their games would be against the top team.
Yeah, against top team.
That might be a pretty decent thing, and then a couple games in the conference, I guess. So we'll see how it plays out. Right now.
Personally, Brandon, I don't know where you are on this. I just want to say that for me, if you want to fix college football, I think that you need to have a playoff of 8 teams, not 4. So if you went 8 teams, you could do it where your Power 5 they all get one team. One team gets in, like the conference champion gets into the playoff. Yep. Then your other 3 are at-large bids from the smaller conferences, but the best schools from those conferences, say an undefeated team, they get thrown in because they went undefeated and won their conference.
Yep.
I think that would be the best way to fix the college football playoff.
Well, because how many teams are there? How many power conferences are there?
There's 5 power conferences.
Yeah. So one from each of the power conferences. I like that idea.
Well, yeah, but when you're talking about that too, and and we talk about the Super League, because a lot of people go, well, every year, Alabama and Clemson and Ohio State, those. But the thing is it would be, if you made the Super League, it would be different now. Because then Alabama would be playing Clemson, they would be playing Ohio State, they would be playing LSU. So the same 4 teams would not be making the college football playoffs every year, because they would have to play each other, and somebody's going to get 1 or 2 losses. And so it opens up everything else for these different conferences for somebody else to make it in besides the same teams every year.
Yeah, and I mean, essentially, that's the same thing I was trying to say with the other, is you're going to have your 1 versus 8 and 2 versus 7, and you're going to rank them on power of, a strength of schedule, whatever it is. So the only thing, though, is you would have to even out the number of conference games, because that is really annoying, actually, in college football. Is that you get a conference like the SEC who plays 8 conference games, and then you got the Pac-12 that plays 9.
Mm-hmm.
So who actually had a tougher schedule? Even if it's only, you're going to say it's only Pac-12 teams. I'm not a big Pac-12 fan, but even if it's you still had to play 9 conference games where every other team had to play 8. So you got to even that out a little bit.
So I was looking, found some information on it, and just the list of teams. Right now they got 4 Big Ten teams in this Super Conference, which, might be legit. What do you guys think of Notre Dame being one?
No.
I hate Notre Dame because they're an independent.
They call them a good team every year, and then they make the playoffs and they just get trounced.
Yep, that's exactly what I was thinking too. But yeah, look, I mean, they got legit teams. I mean, it would be a heck of a division to watch for sure.
It would be, and that's why I would be okay with it, because then it would result in the same teams not making the playoffs every single year.
The Big Ten is real college football anyway.
Yep.
Everyone else just pretends to play college football.
Right? Because Big Ten is about defense and running and everything else. So, absolutely.
Yeah, but lately, how well has the Big Ten performed in playoffs? You know,
I mean, I get all that, but
yeah,
Big Ten is where college football started, and it'll always be real college football.
No, I totally agree. Big Ten country, so yeah.
I get you try to go to a place like Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa, Illinois. You go to a place like that and tell them that Big Ten football isn't real.
Yeah,
right.
It's like telling wrestling fans that it's not real.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to come out of there alive. So.
Oh yeah.
All right. So now we'll go ahead and we'll jump into our next topic, which is the LPGA. So it brings us to our female topic of the week. So with our female topic of the week, I don't care who you like. If you're not even a golf fan, if you don't watch golf, okay, people have to understand that Lydia Koss, okay, when I mean she won at the Lotte Championship this weekend, she dominated at the Lotte Championship this weekend. She had a 28 under par. 28 under. She won by 7 freaking straight. Like, it was ridiculous how much she dominated. So Jmac, or Mac Attack, I should say, I'm going to start with you. How impressive was this win for her this weekend at the Lotte Championship?
I mean, she could do no wrong. There wasn't anything. I wish I could shoot that golf game, honestly, where I do no wrong. Like, I slightly rotate my wrist a little bit, and I'm like, well, there's another ball. And then I have to get another one and take a penalty stroke. It's unreal, watching some of the highlights. And I'll admit I didn't watch the whole thing, but I caught enough of it to know what's going on. And I mean, she just amazed everybody. It was an amazing round, 4 rounds of golf, putting it all together. It was insane. When
you have Michelle Wee, who comes out and says that's some of the best golf I've ever seen in my life, that's saying something. You're getting a compliment from Michelle freaking Wee. Okay. And we've always said how Michelle Wee is one of the greatest LPGA players that there was. But Brandon, you tell me, how impressive was this win?
I ain't touching her. I can tell you that. I mean, she could spot me 28 strokes. I'd probably still lose by 28. So I mean,
that was awesome. That was awesome.
I mean, it's impressive. I mean, even if a guy did it, it'd be impressive. But yeah, a woman golfer, like you said, Michelle Wee said it was the most impressive golf she's seen. I mean, she won the tournament by 7 strokes, so second place was minus 21.
Which is still impressive.
Well, yeah, that's what I was going to get at. I mean, and there was 2 or 3 golfers that tied in that. So, I mean, there was some amazing golf being played this weekend. I mean, yeah, 28. I mean, you beat somebody by 28 points, runs, touchdowns. I mean, it's impressive. I mean, you're untouchable. You can't make a mistake. She probably could have hit her putter as a driver and still would have birdied a hole or something. I mean.
Well, right, because I'm saying, imagine being in second place, right? And you're shooting a 21 under, which you're like, okay, that's already ridiculous enough. And you're like, oh, I'm playing some of the best golf of my life. I'm at 21 under. And then you look up and you're like, are you kidding me? I lost this tournament and I shot a 21 under and I just lost to Lydia that shot a 28 under? Are you kidding me?
Well, exactly. I mean, yeah, you're shooting 21, worried about your own game. You're like, oh, I'm going to win this. And somebody's like, hey, you're still 7 strokes off. It's just like, what?
Yeah, this is one of the most dominant feats I've ever seen in golf. I mean, this was just a flat out just just domination. And I mean, from round 1 all the way to round 4, just dominant.
Well,
all the way through.
I mean, I agree with you. I do recall Tiger doing something like that where.
Well, Tiger once won by 12 strokes. Okay, he did, which was impressive. But I'm talking about the whole aspect of shooting like a 28 under.
Oh yeah, no, that is
absolutely like that.
That is phenomenal. I mean, it is. I mean, I can't believe it wasn't some kind of record for that tournament.
That was.
Oh, it was? Okay. I can't find that it was a record, so
yeah, it was.
I figured it was, but that's why I was just looking. I'm like,
it was shattering the record. Like it wasn't even it was by 6 strokes. Beat the record by 6 strokes, which is still good enough. Because that would mean that she could have bogeyed like 6 of the holes and still had the record.
So that means second place still doesn't even have the second best record in this tournament. Wow.
No. And that's why the 28 under was so impressive.
Yeah. Oh, it sure was.
But Jmac, did you have to say anything else?
I mean, what else is there to say? You could go out and shoot the game of your life and shoot 20 under, and you shot the tournament of your life. You just shot the best golf you've ever shot. And like Brandon said, you're like, oh, I shot 20 under. I'm on top of I just lost by 8 strokes.
Well, let's see what she does in the next tournament, so.
Well, but yeah, because just imagine being partnered with her in that in that round. She's like blazing through, and you're like, "Hey, can you slow down a minute here?" So
take a drink or something, or go sign some autographs so I can catch up.
Like in the first, and she had 3 eagles. Just freaking ridiculous when you talk about eagles. So when you look at this feat, do you think that this feat will ever be touched again? Well, I mean, it probably will be at some point, but how often is it going to be touched? I mean, probably never again. Not for a long time anyway. But
you're going to get those, once every couple of years you're going to have a score like this. Maybe not 28, but I can see it happening here and there. Down the road we might be talking about it again. Somebody wins a tournament by 7 strokes and it's 19, 20 under, and the second place is 11 under or something like that. Or
well, yeah, and I'm thinking too, like just think, because she's the thing is too, she's very, very young too.
23.
Very, very, very young. Yeah, she's only 23 years old, and she's already dominating the LPGA. So imagine if you're a newcomer and you're trying to come in, and you're like, "Hey, I'm the up and comer," but then you have to go against Lydia Coy, and you're gonna get dominated. So for anybody who comes in, I apologize, because she's going to probably overtake Michelle Wie at some point, even though Michelle Wie is very, very impressive. But if Lydia Coy keeps going, she's going to overtake Michelle Wie. But, all right, so now we'll go ahead and we'll jump into our next topic, which is Jmac Spotlight Player. So, Jmac, who do you have for us for your Spotlight Player?
Well, like every week, we're going to do a little bit of see if you guys can figure this out. Are you ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
So the Spotlight Player this week actually at one point held the international record for goals scored in international play. Of course, in soccer, because there's goals in soccer. So there's a clue. It's a soccer player. This person held the all-time record. No longer holds it. Still third all time. but very, very famous, very known. Married a baseball player. That'll probably give it away. At least it should have to Ace, at least. It's Mia Hamm Garcia Parra.
I was going to say Mia Hamm too, but I couldn't remember if she played goalie or not.
Yeah,
that's the first thing that popped into my head too. Until 2013, when the record was broken by Abby Wambach, she actually held the record, men or women, by the way. She had beat every man to that point when she had the most goals in international play at one point, which was... What's it say about the man's game?
Exactly.
Hello, Paul George.
She held the record for most international goals scored by a man or woman until 2013 and remains in third place. So she had 276 international caps and she's first in career assists with 144 in international play. A couple of things that a lot of people I could go into the goals, I could go into the assists. The thing is that she meant there, obviously, the 158 international goals was the most, again, until it was surpassed by Abby Wambach. But let me tell you some things that you may not know. Does anyone remember the sudden death match in 1999 of the FIFA Women's World Cup down at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena? You remember that at all? Yeah. You remember that? Yeah. So that still holds the record to this day for the largest crowd to ever watch a live women's sporting event.
Which, if I do believe right, though, that going into the final shootout or whatever, it was still 0-0. I do believe that they ended up winning 1-0.
They decided by a penalty kick that was converted by.
And I believe it was converted by Mia Hamm, and it was 1-0.
It was. Yes, you got that correct. But the point I was trying to make on that is that the Rose Bowl that day held 91,266 people that were at a Women's World Cup final, which is still the largest crowd in women's sporting events history. And it's the third largest television audience for soccer in American history. And that's been surpassed by, guess who? There's two teams that went above it. So that audience was the largest. They had in that one 17,975,000 viewers watched that game on TV. It ranks third, which is behind the 2015 FIFA Women's World Cup, had 25.4 million viewers.
Wow.
Yeah. And then the men's match against Portugal had 18.2. But think about that. They had over 90,000 people live watching that game. That's crazy. Crazy to think about. She went on to also do the professional league. The Washington Freedom was the team that she founded in that league. And she was 2001, she got voted the most appealing female athlete. And so she was big money. I mean, she was the big money definitely for that league. And she played for the Washington Freedom for 3 years. They didn't do very well. They were not a very good team. She was really the entire team. But so really in that career, she had 11 goals her first year, 12 goals her second year, and 21 in her third year. So, and then she played a total of 37 games and had 43 goals in her professional career. So that tells you how good she was in that league as well. But one of the most impressive things was when she announced her retirement in 2004. It was after the 2004 Athens Olympics. Her and her teammates went through the country and played a 10-game farewell tour in the United States. And the final match tour against Mexico at the Home Depot Center, they played to a crowd. This is a farewell tour. This is not even an international event, by the way. Keep that in mind. And they played to a crowd of 35,000 people that showed up for that game, for her last game ever. That's crazy to think about, someone having that much say on a game. Like, I'm showing up and I'm playing, show up, and 35,000 people showed up. That was crazy. So Mia Hamm, spotlight player. Let's not forget about her. We got to keep her name up there in the lores of forever, because she was women's soccer for a long time.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, you were talking about that, but I myself played on one of the greatest soccer teams of all time. I was well on my way of breaking that record until I learned that I wasn't fast enough, strong enough, or athletic enough to break that record. Other than that, I would have broke it, but I just wasn't. I just wasn't strong enough, fast enough, or athletic enough.
I mean, Mia Hamm is probably, equivalent to Jenny Finch in.
Yeah, I would agree.
She's the first name that comes to mind. I actually forgot she married Nomar, or else I would have got it right away.
And think of this: she married Nomar. How weird does it have to be for him, probably walking around and they're like, "Oh, you're Mia Hamm's husband." It's probably not the other way around. I guarantee you that.
If it's in Boston, it's the other way around.
If it's in
Boston,
Boston,
if it's anywhere else, you're right. It's you're Mia Hamm's husband. I mean, what did you do for a living?
What did you do? I played baseball. Oh,
well, for who?
Oh, that's cool. You played baseball?
So let me tell you. So Brandon, let me tell you how bad our soccer team was. Okay, so our soccer team was so bad that Mia Hamm probably could have taken on our whole soccer team by herself, and we still would have probably lost by 9 or 10. It's no joke. I mean,
it was bad, man. It was bad.
I enjoyed playing soccer.
You know how sometimes they say that whoever you want to say the FBI, you're trying. I mean, you're trying to torture someone to get them to talk. That would have been a very, very good method.
Watching Ace play soccer?
Oh my God!
Hey!
You'd have been like,
I wasn't that bad, okay?
I'm not saying you, the team. You're just like, you got to show up and watch this team, and you show up and watch the team. You're like, I'm done. I'll talk. I'll tell you whatever you want to know.
It was bad, man. It was bad. Like we averaged, okay, and everybody knows that soccer you go by one, okay, but we averaged losing by 6 goals.
Wow. No, I remember, my soccer days are long behind me, but I enjoy going out there. My son enjoys playing it now, and so it's a fun sport. I enjoy playing it, enjoy watching the World Cup and all that. So I hope it grows.
Not on the men's side.
Well, I hope the men's side grows and they can get better. But yeah, women's soccer for sure. Hopefully that keeps growing.
Maybe if the women teach them how to grow some nuts, they'll do better.
Right?
Jeez, the men's team is horrible.
So now we jump into our final thing of the night, which is Ace's mini game. So with that, Jmac, have you thought about what trivia are we doing?
Yeah, I actually thought long and hard about this. I probably did more studying on this than I did on any other topic for tonight. I won't lie. And then not like studying questions, just like, man, what can we do that we both have a fair shot? And there's not a lot to choose from, man. There is.
We know NBA and hockey are out.
Well, I would school you. I'd school you in hockey, but yeah,
you probably would. You probably would.
NBA, God, no, please no. Let's not go there. So, what I came up with is we do general questions based on a certain position.
Okay.
Is what I came up with. So I thought we would do something like famous first baseman.
All right. So what we'll do here, okay, so you want to do it by a famous position. All right. So you chose famous position. So now, Brandon, you are going to choose what position we're going to do. He wants to do it position. So now you choose what position we're going to do a trivia for.
Are we
are we doing baseball?
Yeah, well, yeah, baseball, obviously. Yeah. So if we do outfield, is that you want one like specific outfield position, or all three together, or what are we thinking? Jmac,
I'm cool with just outfield, but yeah.
All right, let's do outfield then.
Okay, let me get some going here. All right, let me pull up a little bit of outfield trivia. Let's see. That one won't work.
So you studied harder on this than you did anything else, huh, Jmac?
Well, the Ravens top 5 was the easiest thing I've ever done.
Actually, I was kind of wondering, what you were going to do. So it was running through my head all week. So.
So hold on here because I'm trying to find some. The interesting thing is it doesn't really pull up trivia by a particular position.
Oh, okay.
Well, what if you did something like you read off I don't know. What if you made it where you do stats or team or the years they played for the team, and obviously not anything that we would know right out, and then we have to guess the player and the position they played. I don't know, something like that.
All right. Well, actually, okay. So here could be some difficult questions.
Okay, let's do it.
All right. So, and this is just general MLB trivia questions. All right. So we're gonna start with. So Jmac, first it comes to you. Are you gonna choose to defer or what? Are you gonna take the first question?
I'll take the first question this time. I'll mix it up.
All right.
Ooh.
Some of these might be a little difficult. Okay, so where was MLB shortstop Didi Gregorius born?
Ooh. Man, they said it like 14 times in that series against the Phillies, and I watched every single game, but I don't remember. Dominican Republic. That's probably a pretty solid answer for baseball.
And that is not the correct answer.
Dominican Republic was what I was going to say. I'll go Puerto Rico.
No, the correct answer is actually Amsterdam.
Okay.
All right. Brandon, this question comes to you. What was the Cincinnati Reds' original nickname?
Cincinnati Reds were called. I'll go Cincinnati Red Jays. I don't know.
That is not correct. Jmac, yeah.
It's not coming to me. Their nickname was the Big Red Machine, so I'll say it's something like that. But.
So, Brandon, you were so close. The correct answer was actually the Red Stockings.
Oh, dang it. That was it.
I was kind of thinking that way. I'm like, no, because you got the Boston Red Sox and, damn it.
All right, Jmac.
Yeah.
What team finished the 2014 season with the best record in all of Major League Baseball?
2014. Kansas City Royals.
That is not the correct answer.
Ooh. 2014 best record. God dang it. There's a few teams that jump out and I don't know why, but I'll go Cincinnati Reds. I don't know why that jumped out at me, but
it was a friggin' Mets, wasn't it?
No, the correct answer was actually the LA Angels of Anaheim.
Oh, didn't even think of them.
All right, Brandon, this question comes to you. Who both six-seeded and preceded Ken Griffey Jr.'s AL MVP win?
Oh, that's not an easy question. It really isn't.
No, that's not easy at all.
So you need the one before and the one after.
God, I can't even think of when he won it now. Jesus, that is tough. I know this is man. I have Justin Morneau preceded him, I'll say. And the guy that won it first, I know it's not right, Jmac. I'll go. Well, that would be stupid for me to even say his name now. That I said Justin Morneau. I was going to say Frank Thomas and Justin Morneau, but that doesn't even add up right. So
No.
Go ahead, Jmac.
Jmac.
I honestly don't know the answer to this question, so I'm going to say that it was Mark McGwire before, and then it would have been Griffey Jr., and then the year after that, it would have been Frank Thomas.
So actually, the funny question is, it was one guy.
Ooh.
Was it McGwire?
And the correct answer was Juan Gonzalez.
Oh, wow. I forgot all about Gonzo. Yeah.
That was early in his career, too. Wow.
Yeah. That question was not easy.
No.
Well, no. The Big Mac would have been a good one, too.
The Big Mac. All right. Let's see here. Whose question is it? Oh, I believe it's
Jmac.
It's Jmac's question. On April 6, 2001, President Bush threw out the first pitch at which new ballpark?
2001. Oh, what's the name of their ballpark now? Citi Field in New York for the Mets.
No, that is not the correct answer.
Oh. The ballpark in Arlington.
And that is not the correct answer either.
Oh, we're just throwing shutouts.
The correct answer, the correct answer is actually Miller Park in Milwaukee.
Oh, mother. Ooh. That's actually a nice ballpark, too.
Well, it looks like Brandon's going to get a question right here.
Oh, okay. We know how this goes. Hype it up, and then I'll say Charles Johnson.
Which Yankee was nicknamed the Iron Horse?
Lou Gehrig.
There you go. You got it.
Woo!
You
What a
got
shutout.
I was waiting for a Lou Mantle or something.
All right. I think Jmac will get this one too. Who is the Major League Baseball player nicknamed Joey Bats?
Oh, Jose Bautista.
Yes, you got it right. So 1-1. All right. Wow, those are really easy. I'm not doing those. That's like the ones I just read were like Little League questions. Here we go. All right. Question for Brandon Herrera. Who was the first player in baseball to hit 50 home runs in a season and not lead the league?
Oh, I think I know. I think I know this actually.
I'll go with Sosa.
No, that's not the correct answer. Jmac, you want to take a shot?
Mickey Mantle.
That is not the correct answer either. The correct answer was Jimmy Fox.
I knew it was back in that era.
I was thinking that too. Mantle was a good guess there. That was a good
All right,
one.
Jmac, the question comes to you. What was pitcher Nolan Ryan's number with the California Angels?
Oh. Oh, man. 25.
No, that is not correct.
First number that popped to my head is 12.
And that is not the correct answer either. The correct answer is 30. All right, Brandon, this question comes to you. Who had a 1.74 ERA for Boston in 2000?
Oh, I know this. Please don't get it right.
2000. Jeez. Kurt Schilling.
No, that is not the correct answer.
All right,
J-Mac.
Jmac.
Pedro Martinez.
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah, those are the two names that were popped in there.
One of the most underrated pitchers of all time.
Yep.
Oh, well, and I'm not going to jinx it, but I know, Brandon, I know you're going to get this question right.
Well, it's Jmax first.
Is it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, you should. I mean, I think you'll still get it right. All right. Maybe. Maybe. Who was the only reason I said that you might get it right is because it's from the All-Star game, and I know, Brandon, you've talked about the All-Star game before, so I thought you might get it right. But,
all right.
But J-Mac, the question is, who was the first pitcher to win the All-Star game MVP award?
Ooh.
Roy Halladay.
No, that is not the correct answer.
Ooh. Mariano Rivera.
No. So the correct answer is Juan Marichal.
Oh, Marisol. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's been a while.
Yeah, it is.
All right, Brandon, this question. Thank you, Lisa. I'm glad you enjoyed the show.
Thank you.
So, Brandon, the next question for you. Simple piece of cake. Which baseball player is nicknamed the Big Hurt?
One of my favorite guys, even though he didn't play for us, Frank Thomas.
Yep, you got it right. And I know J-Mac's like, dang it, I wanted that question.
Yeah.
All right. J-Mac, this question is for you. This is also a nickname. Who is the baseball player nicknamed Zorilla?
Zorilla. Man, well, I mean, the only one that makes sense is Ichiro Suzuki because he's from Japan. But
And that is not the correct answer. Brandon?
Hideki Matsui.
oh
No, that is not the correct answer. The correct answer is Ben Zobrist.
Oh, dude.
What the hell?
Yeah. I knew it. Oh. He was a pitcher, wasn't he?
No, he's an outfielder.
Was he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see. See what we got here. Oh, come on.
Oh, keep passing over those Twins ones. I get it.
Let's see who. I forgot who goes next.
Brandon.
Oh, Brandon. All right. Which team had the best win-loss record for the 2012 Major League season?
Oh,
2012.
gosh, dang it.
And right now it's tied.
It's
I
tied
believe
1-1.
No. You both got two right. It's 2-2.
Two? Okay, 2-2.
Yeah.
Oh, 2012. Oh, something's telling me. I know I'm wrong. I'm always wrong, but I don't know why my mind's telling me to say Minnesota Twins.
Minnesota Twins? No. That is not the correct,
Okay.
that's not the correct answer.
I know it's not. I don't know why that they. I don't know.
Jmac, you?
San Francisco Giants.
No, the correct answer is actually the Washington Nationals.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Don't. I knew it was wrong.
I knew it was wrong. Jmac, the question comes
Yeah.
to you. Curtis Granderson set a Yankees record in which category in 2012?
Doubles.
That is not correct.
Ooh.
Brandon.
God, that could be tough. Granderson. I'll go stolen bases.
That is not correct either. The correct answer is strikeouts.
Oh, well, that could have been the other one. That's for sure.
There you go.
It's been surpassed, though, by Aaron Judge.
All right. Brandon, this question comes to you. What position did Don Mattingly originally play?
Ooh. I'll go third base.
That is not the correct answer. Jmac?
I believe he was originally a catcher.
No, the correct answer is actually outfield.
Well, he was a lefty, wasn't he? He batted left, I know that. Did he throw left? I can't remember.
Yeah.
I should. Yeah.
Jmac, this question comes to you. How many National League sluggers had 40 or more home runs in 2015?
National League, 40 or more. 6.
That is not the correct answer.
God, that was my number 2. I'll go 8.
That is not the correct answer. The correct answer is
Say
actually
7.
The correct
Say
answer is
7.
3.
Oh.
3. Looks like we're playing to 3 tonight, Brandon.
Yes.
Wow.
I'm glad Lisa's having fun. Or we're cracking her up. So
right. Whose question is this? Oh, yeah, it's Brandon's. Who was the only team in MLB to win over 100 regular season games for 2011? And watch, he's going to be like, something keeps telling me it's the Minnesota Twins.
Oh. No, it's I got to say the Yankees.
That is not the correct answer.
If you tell me it's the Twins, I'm leaving.
It's not. Jmac.
2011. That I believe. The Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim.
No, the correct answer was actually the Phillies.
Oh.
I cannot believe that I was. That's the last year they were in the playoffs. I should have known that.
That's when they had the 4 aces, right?
Yeah, and they had freaking what's his name? Ryan Howard and Chase Utley.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, we just Felix down.
J-Mac, your question is, Dwight Gooden pitched for which Major League Baseball team in 1985?
New York Mets.
That is correct. Oh my gosh, Brandon, I just saw your question. I'm like, dude, if you miss this one, you might as well retire if you miss this question.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
The Metrodome is located in which state?
Oh, come on.
Exactly.
Well, it's not there anymore. And I actually got to have 2 tryouts there. It's in Minnesota.
There you go. So I'm like, come on, you can't miss that one.
Yeah, I would have. Yeah, I would have had to dethrone my Minnesota card and baseball card and start picking up a different sport or something.
J-Mac, your question is, or no, it's J-Mac.
Yeah,
What position did Hall of Fame baseball player Tony Perez play?
And something's telling me first base.
Don't listen to them. They always tell me you're wrong.
I just said first base.
That is the correct answer.
Oh, wow. Your mind tells you the right answer. Mine don't. What do we have? 4-3 right now?
Yep, I only need one more.
Yeah.
All right.
So, Brandon, your question is, how many sides does the home plate in baseball have?
5.
Question is that?
5. You're correct. J-Mac's like, what the hell, really? All right. So, Jason, your question is, who led the American League in 2008 with 37 home runs?
2008? Uh,
37, that's a lot. That's low.
That was low. It was during that low time. 2008 American League 37. Jim Thome.
That is not the correct answer. So, Brandon, you're going to get a shot at it. It's 4-4 right now, this is your chance.
2008. Prince Fielder.
No, the correct answer was Miguel Cabrera.
Ooh.
How many sides does a baseball diamond have? What? Oh, a baseball diamond. Okay, I was like, what?
Jeez.
I was like, what the heck? Uh-oh. This might wrap it up right here. Brandon,
Another easy one. Brandon's going to screw up.
No, you can't miss this one.
Okay.
You can't miss this one. Who is the Major League Baseball player nicknamed Kung Fu Panda?
Oh, come on! No!
You got to. Like,
Oh, God. God, I know it, too.
Screw up. Don't get it right. Don't get it right. Don't get it right. I know it. I know it.
Oh. God dang it.
it's right.
Owatani. I know it's not right. Owatani.
No, it's not right. Jmac,
No.
you have a chance to steal
Yes!
the win here.
It's Pablo Sandoval.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
God.
Sandoval.
God dang it.
Jmac wins 5-4 on a walk-off from Pablo Sandoval.
Oh,
Yes.
That's all the guy does is walk off. Walks off and eats donuts and hot dogs and cake. And,
Coming into game 1 against the Yankees, he was hitting 300 on the year with 3 homers and 7 RBIs. He had 3 hits and 10 at-bats, and his 3 hits were home runs.
I know. That's what the guy does.
Man, Brandon, you got to be frustrated, man. That answer was right there.
It was.
It was right there.
Oh, I know.
You had it.
God, I hate that guy. Yeah, oh yeah.
I hate that guy.
I don't.
Yeah, I don't.
No, you were right there. You were right there. You had
I
a
know.
chance.
It's a good battle. One of these days I'll not screw up those easy questions.
Jmac, your expression as soon as I said it, you're like, please don't get this right. Please don't get it right. I thought that there was no way he could have missed this. I didn't think that there was
okay.
any way.
Yeah, we know the can't miss ones. You know who was Megatron. God.
Well,
Thing
anyways,
is even the last name would have came to me right away, but first name I would have screwed up or something. Or
all right. Well, with that, anyways, so Brandon, you got 30 seconds to say whatever it is you got to say.
Oh, gotta love trivia, you know. So Jmac, you know, you got the brains behind the beard there, so maybe I'll have to grow up my goatee to make it, you know, have some power. So outside of that, thanks for watching, everybody.
You had every opportunity.
I did. I'm not Mr. Clutch, so call me Joe Mauer. Grounds out to 6-4-3 double play to end the game. So, all right.
J-Mac, you got 30 seconds.
I appreciate everyone watching. We have a lot of fun here, as you see. Couldn't do it without you guys, the fans, number one there. And keep watching us. Watch for some other great things to come down. Four Bros radio show is going to be coming up. We're going to get one of these two guys on there here soon, real soon. Maybe both of them. We'll see what happens. We'll have some draft day coverage. That's all coming up. So watch for that. Thanks for joining. Have a great night.
Yep. I hope everybody has a fantastic night, and we will see you again on Saturday for another episode of Sports Minute. Everybody have a fantastic night.